In the last video, we have seen how molar conductivity it varies with concentration of the solution, and we have also seen graphically that molar conductivity of weak electrolytes it increases with dilution, but it is not possible to find out the value of molar conductivity at infinite dilution for weak electrolytes, and for that Coolidge law is used. Coolidge law is used to find out the molar conductivity at infinite dilution for the weak electrolytes. Okay, first of all we will see what is Coolidge law and then we will see its applications. Okay, so what is Coolidge law? Coolidge law states that at infinite dilution means when we are adding a lot of water to the electrolyte. At infinite dilution, each ion of electrolyte it migrates independent of its co-ion. What is the law? At infinite dilution, what is happening? When we are adding water, lot of water to the electrolyte, at that time, each ion migrates independent of its co-ion. For example, if you have electrolyte KCl, NaCl, each ion means what? K plus and Cl minus ions. Each ion migrates independent of its co-ion. Okay. And contributes to the total molar conductivity of the electrolyte irrespective of the other ion with which it is associated. At infinite dilution, each ion it migrates independent of the other ion with which it is associated. For example, we have taken KCl. K plus and Cl minus ions at infinite dilution, they migrate, okay, in solution independent of each other. Migration of K plus is not affected by Cl minus and vice versa. Okay, and each ion contributes to the total molar conductivity. Each ion contributes to the total molar conductivity of the electrolytic solution irrespective of other ion with which it is associated. Okay, for example, see lambda naught KCl. What is lambda naught KCl? It is molar conductivity at infinite dilution, which is indicated by lambda naught. Molar conductivity is lambda, and at infinite dilution, lambda naught of KCl is equal to, see difference, this is small lambda. Lambda naught of K plus lambda naught of Cl minus. Similarly, lambda naught of NaCl is equal to lambda naught of Na plus lambda naught of Cl minus. Okay, if you see this particular example, in both the electrolytic solutions, Cl minus ions are there. Okay, and the contribution of Cl minus ions to the total molar conductivity is same. It will not change because the ion which is associated with it is going to change. Even if it is K plus or Na plus, contribution of Cl minus remains the same. Okay, one more example, lambda naught BaOH twice, molar conductivity at infinite dilution for barium hydroxide. That is equal to small lambda naught of Ba2 plus ions plus 2 into lambda naught of OH minus ions. See the equation carefully. So in general what you can say, lambda naught for any electrolyte is equal to n number of lambda naught cations plus n number of lambda naught anions. Okay. Now what are the applications of this Coolidge law? The very first application we have already discussed actually. It is used to calculate the total molar conductivity at infinite dilution for electrolytes. Now we are seeing number of examples over here. What is the use? If you are knowing the molar conductivity at infinite dilution for the ions, we are able to get the total molar conductivity of the particular electrolyte at infinite dilution. That is the first application. Second application, very important, as we have seen in the last video, it is not possible to get the molar conductivity at infinite dilution for weak electrolyte by extrapolation method isn't it, graphically. So how to get the lambda naught value for weak electrolytes? Using Colas law, we are able to get that. Now see how. If you want to get lambda naught value, that is molar conductivity at infinite dilution for weak electrolyte like CH3COOH, acetic acid. By extrapolation method, we are not able to get lambda naught value for acetic acid or any weak electrolyte. So what is to be done? See, if you will take HCl, CH3COO, Na and NaCl. These are all strong electrolytes. Hydrochloric acid, sodium acetate and sodium chloride, isn't it? So it is possible for these particular electrolytes to get their lambda naught values using extrapolation method because these are strong electrolytes. Yesterday we have seen, isn't it? In the last video we have seen that. So with the help of these three electrolytes, we are able to get the lambda naught value for CH3COOH. Thus, see, lambda naught for CH3COOH is equal to lambda naught for HCl plus lambda naught for CH3COO Na minus lambda naught of NaCl. Okay. Now lambda naught of HCl is nothing but small lambda naught or H plus ion plus lambda naught of Cl minus ion. Lambda naught of CH3COO Na, sodium acetate, is equal to lambda naught for CH3COO minus ions plus lambda naught for Na plus ions minus lambda naught molar conductivity at infinite dilution for Na plus ions. Okay, and because of this minus sign, instead of plus, this will become minus lambda naught Cl minus ions. See it carefully. Okay, so if you observe the equation carefully, these lambda naught Cl minus ions, plus and minus, they will get cancelled. At the same time, these Na plus ions, lambda naught for Na plus ions, plus minus, they will get cancelled. And what is left? It is lambda naught H plus lambda naught CH3COO minus. That is nothing but lambda naught CH3COOH. Isn't it? So we are able to get the molar conductivity of infinite dilution for weak electrolyte by knowing the molar conductivity at infinite dilution for strong electrolytes, which can be obtained by extrapolation method graphically. Okay, this is one of the application of Colas law. Okay. Now one more point we will discuss. What is the relationship between degree of dissociation alpha? What is the relationship between degree of dissociation alpha and molar conductivity of the weak electrolyte? Okay. So alpha is equal to lambda upon lambda naught, or lambda C or upon lambda naught. What is this lambda C and lambda naught? See, alpha is degree of dissociation. How much dissociation of the particular electrolyte has taken place in the solution. Okay. So it is the ratio of molar conductivity at a particular concentration upon molar conductivity at infinite dilution. At infinite dilution, all the ions are formed. The entire electrolyte has gone, it is undergoing dissociation, and out of that, how many moles of the particular electrolyte they have undergone dissociation, and which leads to molar conductivity. So alpha is equal to lambda C upon lambda naught. That is the relationship between degree of dissociation and molar conductivity for the weak electrolyte. Okay, so we will stop in this video here, and in the next video we will continue with how to measure the molar conductivity and conductivity, that is K and lambda experimentally. Okay, thank you.